Hi, everybody. Welcome back to RVAsec 2023 in Richmond, Virginia, the beautiful Omni Hotel. My next guest, what's your name, sir?
My name is Danny Ansell.
And name of the company?
I work with Cribble.
I like the name, by the way.
Yeah,
it's a great name.
It's our own name. We kind of created it. There's another spelling of it that stands for a filter.
Okay.
But we created this word to make it our own.
It kind of sounds like you're solving a puzzle or solving something. No, well, security, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
very
right.
good. Now, what do you guys do?
So we handle log and metric data for IT and security professionals.
Okay.
And that's the people we work with. We deal with logs and metrics.
So the title of our show today is Unlock the Value of All Observability Data. Explain what that means.
So we created the company, not me, the founders created the company because we saw that the log and metric space in the enterprise was growing at an unsustainable rate.
Oh.
So year over year, about 25 to 40% growth in data, and companies' budgets were not growing at 25 to 40%, and so therefore they were leaving data behind for analysis. And so the founders said, hey, look, let's give people a way to unlock the value of all observability data by making it independent and allowing them to use more of it to make better decisions.
Very interesting. Now, what are you seeing in the enterprise today when it comes to observability data? What's the trend in there?
Yeah, the trends we're seeing are obviously growth, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
So 25, 40% year-over-year growth. We're also seeing a lot of different destinations come to be. So there's a lot more systems that want to analyze logs and metrics. And
independent systems. They
correct.
all want a piece of analysis.
They all want
it. Oh.
Yeah, they all want a piece of the log or a piece of the metric. But the way the industry has come up is there's an agent that's typically been deployed that locks that data into the system of analysis. And so this need for independence has come about, and we've now sat in between those agents and those destinations and let people take control of their data and route it to different destinations.
So that could be vulnerability if it's always locked up or looked at somebody else and multiple viewers. And interesting.
That's right. Yep.
You're kind of creating a container or Kubernetes for the data in a way.
Well, the analogy I usually like to use that works well, if you've been around a little bit in tech, is the VMware analogy. So if you think of what VMware did when it first came out, it took compute and servers that grew very, very fast in the data center, but they were running at 40% capacity. And all of a sudden, VMware came along and said, well, hey, why don't you, instead of running one operating system, run 8 operating systems? And now you go from running 40% capacity or efficiency to 90%. That's the same thing we're doing with logs and metrics. We're giving people systems that they already use and ability to be that much more efficient by optimizing that data and allowing them to get the value from all observability data.
Now that we have kind of a new lens to look at these things, right? What does this mean to the security professional? How are they using this data better now?
So I think it's giving them more independence. So they're able to now control the data and store it in more purpose-built solutions versus being tied to a single vendor. We're seeing a lot of this concept of a security data lake strategy come to be, where people need to store the data for longer periods of time in something like object storage. So they're creating these data lakes and then allowing threat hunters to search against those data lakes. So pretty interesting sort of future that we're seeing in terms of change from your traditional SIEM to more threat hunting, building these security data lake strategies.
So I've done 3,000 shows, and I pay attention usually, and I go, this sounds different. Is it a little different? Is it a little innovative?
It is a little different. I think disruptive is a pretty good word,
okay.
Because, again, the industry has always been grown up on this. Deploy the agent, use the agent to get the data to the destination. Because we're sitting in between, we're disrupting a really well-oiled business model, but it's all in the interest of the customer. One of our first value as a company is customers first always, and so this ability to give customers control of their data and independence with their data is disruptive and definitely a little different.
How do you think ChatGPT and AI is going to affect your business, and if not yours, other people's businesses? It's an unknown variable, isn't it, right now?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's all the rage for sure. We are using it, have plans to use it, more to help the practitioner. So if you need code created to implement and configure into our product, how do you use that to help, push you further along into that code creation? Or how do you use it to search our documentation better and, understand where things in our documentation may be hidden? So that's what we're thinking about it. It's definitely disrupting, the industry as a whole. I mean, every day I feel like people are coming up with new use cases on how to use it.
It's
so
kind of scary.
It's fast how it's scary how fast it's grown, but I'm sure more good than bad will come out of it in the end. So.
Yeah, I side with more bad than good. That's where I'm coming down. Well, I'm a retired policeman, so I have a different view, right?
Yeah.
But let's hope for the best. I always hope for the best.
No doubt.
Good to see you, my friend. Give us
Great
your
to see you
website
too.
one more time.
Cribble.io is the website, and come check us out.
All right, excellent. Back in a minute here, RVAsec 2023.